Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the top 10 Meghan Markle scandals Prince Harry tried to cover up. Starting off with number 10, Meghan has been part of quite a few scandals, mostly after she started gaining attention for being with Prince Harry. But some scandals were connected to her because of her family. Thomas Markle once revealed what Harry thought of Donald Trump. In one of his many interviews with the press, Thomas Markle revealed the details of a private phone conversation with Prince Harry. Of the details he dropped, he also mentioned that Harry said Markle should give Trump a chance. That may be nothing to you and I, but protocol dictates that royals don't comment on heads of state. Other scandals her dad has been involved with Meghan was when she wrote a private letter to her dad pleading with him to stop cooperating with the press. In it, Meghan said she felt absolutely blindsided by the pain her father was puppeteered into creating by the media. She said that the lies her father was spreading about her with the help of the media have broken her into a million pieces, and claimed that she had only ever wanted to help him, whether it be financially, medically, or with the harassment he had claimed to her that he was experiencing. No thanks to the paparazzi. At the end of her letter, Meghan begged Thomas to please stop lying, please stop creating so much pain, please stop exploiting my relationship with my husband, and please stop taking the bait from the press. But he did the exact opposite. Thomas sold the letter to the Mail on Sunday, and the site published it for the world to see. Even more Markle family secrets. The Duchess later sued Associated Newspapers Limited, owners of the site, for breach of privacy, and won. Meghan had a reasonable expectation of privacy, and the site was fanciful to think otherwise. And he didn't even stop there. One time her father criticized Queen Elizabeth. Speaking with TMZ, Markle questioned why the Queen had not met with him yet, saying if the Queen is willing to meet our arrogant and insensitive president, she has no excuse not to meet me. I'm nowhere near as bad. Yikes. It seems like Thomas wanted to feel important too, and comparing himself to the Queen meeting the president, which I presume was for business, seems a little unnecessary. But what do you guys think? Since they are family, would it have made sense for Thomas to meet Liz amid all his controversial decisions? On to number 9, sister. And that isn't the only member of Meg's family who has been problematic. Her sister Samantha admitted she was being paid for press. I'll let her words speak for herself in this one. I worked in media most of my life and in broadcasting, so because my sister is suddenly royal isn't grounds for me to stop doing all of that. Let's face it, we all have to survive. Money makes the world go round, so if you want to call that cashing in, that's fine, but I think no one in the media would refuse a paycheck for talking about the royals as a family. We're not subject to royal protocol. Why would I stop living because we have a family issue going on? Considering the two sisters have never had the greatest relationship, I'm not surprised that she has no problem throwing Meghan under the bus, but I just feel like she could have had a bit more class rather than making these desperate attempts to cash in. Again, not the first time Sam decided to do something newsworthy. One time, Samantha parked herself outside of Buckingham Palace. When interviews across the Atlantic just wouldn't do it, Samantha Markle made the trip across the pond and showed up at Buckingham Palace in the hopes of reconnecting with Meghan. Funny, since Meghan and Harry actually lived a few miles down the road at Kensington Palace. To make sure everyone knew she was in town, Markle went on Channel 5 Monday where she was grilled about her motives. I've always wanted to see London, but I really wanted to make the trip and sort of speak the wishes and thoughts and sentiments of my father and hopefully get a message to my sister, Markle said. Things aren't really what they seem. There's so much misperception. Hopefully we could clear up the record and move forward with peaceful resolve. I don't know if that is something Meghan would care for anymore, but as sisters, you never know. On to number 8, that time she feuded with Kate Middleton. When news of Harry and Meghan's move out of Kensington Palace to strike out on their own first broke in November of 2018, the public and the press came to a unanimous conclusion as to why that would be: Meghan. Everyone pointed the fingers at the new royal, suggesting her alleged difficult Duchess attitude was not just reserved for the staff, and had caused a feud between her and Kate. Obviously, all that turned out to be untrue. The Sussexes were expecting a baby and wanted more space than the 2-bedroom apartment they lived in at Kensington Palace. Kate and Meg have always had problems. It came out in November that there was a ton of tension between the royal family, as Kate and Meghan were not getting along. This meant that Prince Harry and William were not getting along too, and the whole family wasn't seeing eye to eye. This was super hard on everyone, but especially the Queen. Queen Elizabeth was actually so fed up with the drama, she made Kate and Meghan sit down and sort it out. While a few hints have been given on why the royal family wasn't getting along, it was never revealed why Kate had a problem with Meghan. Prince William was not happy about Harry and Meg moving to Windsor, and Prince Harry also felt his brother didn't welcome Meghan with open arms. Despite the fact that Meghan and Kate have nothing in common, Kate had other reasons she didn't like Meghan. Number 7, pregnancy scandals. All those times she was grilled for cradling her pregnant belly. Can we all agree that sometimes the internet is just a hot dumpster fire? Now that that's out of the way, people spent months criticizing Meghan for how often she touched her pregnant belly. We're not going to expand further on this because it's truly vile and unwarranted criticism that unfortunately came from women as much as it did from men. As so often happens with famous women, fans and trolls alike feel they treat a celebrity's body as if it's their own. So when Meghan's pregnancy became to be more noticeable, a conspiracy theory that she was using a prosthetic belly gained traction online. Truthers used hashtags like moonbump and Megxit as a bat signal of sorts to spread the completely unfounded theory that Meghan and Harry were using a surrogate and hiding the whole thing from the public. Meghan admitted no one was looking out for her. She broke the internet when she admitted in an interview while on tour that she was still really struggling to be under so much scrutiny as a new mom. Any woman, especially when they're pregnant, you're really vulnerable, and so that was made really challenging. And then when you have a newborn, you know, she told ITV's Tom Bradby, "Thank you for asking because not many people have asked if I'm okay." Number 6, when a 4th Sussex staff member quit. When yet another one of Meghan and Harry's aides decided to part ways with the couple, the news media spun the news as the difficult Duchess strikes again. Meghan just cannot catch a break. On to number 5, royal baby announcement. That time, royal reporters and British tabloids turned on Meghan and Harry. When @SussexRoyal, the couple's official Instagram account, announced they were eschewing tradition for a more private royal birth, the British press straight up turned on them, demanding the right to see their newborn. The Sun published a letter criticizing the expectant parents. The public has a right to know about the lives of those largely funded by their taxes. You can accept that or be private citizens, not both. What do you guys think about that statement? Do you agree, or do you think they had a right to show what they're doing in their own personal lives? I think that it kind of feels a little entitled on the public's part, but maybe they made some points. I don't know. What do you guys think? On to number 4, Archie. Buckle up because this one is crazy. In his first interview since Archie's birth, Harry makes this comment when asked who the baby most resembles. Everyone says that babies change so much over 2 weeks, so we're sort of monitoring how this changing process happens over this next month, really. But his looks are changing every single day, so who knows? Not much to see here, right? Wrong. The internet decided that Harry, sleep-deprived and weary, had accidentally let slip that Archie had been born a full 2 weeks prior, thus depriving the public of even more precious Archie time. When it came to Archie, this couple did pretty much whatever they wanted, as they should have. While christenings were typically publicly documented events, they insisted on a private ceremony for their baby boy. Number 3, declaring war on British media outlets. All the negative British media and attention clearly had an impact on the couple's decision of staying in the palace. Harry announced that the couple was pressing charges against multiple British outlets for breaking into their phones, publishing their private documents, and purposely misleading readers. Harry admitted that his worst fear was history repeating itself, referring to his mother Diana's fatal car crash on the run from paparazzi. The invasive media outlets were getting out of hand with the ways they gather information on the royal family. To be fair, I don't think anyone would want to have their phones tapped and their private conversations leaked either. Number 2, skipping the Queen's Christmas plans. By the end of 2019, the other royals must have known something was afoot when Meghan and Harry bowed out of the annual Christmas festivities, a choice that wasn't taken lightly. Instead, they spent the holidays in Canada, where they were officially resetting as a family and unofficially laying the groundwork for their January exit. While it is somewhat unusual to skip the Queen's Christmas lunch, there is a precedent for skipping the holiday at Sandringham. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, for example, have previously spent the holiday with her family, the Middletons, in Bucklebury in 2016 and 2012. The spokesperson took pains to point that this decision is in line with precedents set previously by other members of the royal family and has the support of Her Majesty the Queen. That last mention is noteworthy in part because Prince Harry and Meghan came under some tabloid fire earlier this year for not visiting the Queen in Scotland over the summer. The Queen, of course, has not commented on any of this. And on to number 1, royal family troubles. The time Meghan and Harry surprised the royal family by announcing their exit. Harry and Meghan dropped the bomb bright and early in the new year, reportedly taking everyone, even the Queen, by surprise. After many months of reflection and internal discussions, we have chosen to make a transition this year and starting to carve out a progressive new role within this institution, they wrote on Instagram. We intend to step back as senior members of the royal family and work to become financially independent while continuing to fully support Her Majesty the Queen. Over the next few weeks, Harry and the royal family entered a series of negotiations about what their new life as working royals would look like, including paying their own security fees, achieving financial independence, and maintaining certain conduct standards out of care for the Queen's reputation. Meghan stayed in Canada with baby Archie before a final week-long royal tour in February, and the couple have since settled in her hometown of LA. I'll just say it, in less than 2 years, Meghan Markle turned Prince Harry from the world's most eligible royal bachelor to a stay-at-home dad who likes long bike rides down Venice Beach. Both their families, the media, and the public came at them with everything they have. But Meghan was stronger. The most recent news that has gotten a lot of attention is Harry's new memoir, Spare, which has had a lot of interesting topics of conversation, which I never thought we'd ever know. If you haven't seen any of the stories Harry's mentioned yet on the internet, you should go find some. Some stories are things you would literally never expect to learn about. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.